Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshear and I will be your game master for this evening for our fourth game of Hypertellurians, starring apparently our main character, Sarsina T. The only character who's been in every game of this that we've played. So if you don't know this channel, we have two shows. On Friday nights we do ongoing games in right now Cyberpunk Red, previously Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to have another sort of really long form campaign coming up there set in the world of Arconia, for which this channel is named, soon. On Mondays, like tonight, we stream all sorts of other games. We try out everything we can get our hands on. Everything we can get our hands on that looks remotely cool anyway. And then we play them. Usually we have a different group of people. Mia and Jason are our most common cast members here, but we have other people rotating through. The game changes almost every week. Sometimes we do two shots. Tonight, Hypertellurians. The cover art is now on the screen 3 times. And this is a great game from Motocross Machinations. As I mentioned, this is our 4th time in it. Our first time we ran an adventure of my own creation, and then the second time we ran something. Jason wasn't in the second one. That might be why you have that confused look. The second time I ran something by the creator of the game called Brutal Imperilment in the Bag of Infinite Holding, which is wacky as hell, and I loved it. And then the third time we did Heart of the Atom Issa, which is the name of the ship that Aqua-chan is still in command of tonight, as we do our our 4th adventure in Hypertellurians, but our third one written by the same creator as the game itself, A Bride for Dracula. So, before we get into the details of what that title means, why don't we hear from our players to introduce themselves and their characters, starting with Sarah. Oh, Jason reversed everything last week. What? Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! That bad, was it? Wow. Really? Okay, I'm gonna go help her out in the other room. I'll be right back. Everything's gonna move around some more.
Okay, so I guess we have to keep everybody entertained now. I'm gonna do a little dance, do a little dance. Can't really see much because all I got is my hands. Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
Hey,
my bad.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
That was the timing on that was prime.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, we're gonna go counterclockwise in the new precedent that Jason established last week. Sarah, why don't you introduce yourself and your character? And this time, no running and hiding.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and tonight I am Sue Startaker, the werewolf thief. It's gonna be fun. You know, Dracula, vampires and werewolves.
Mia, you're in the middle either way.
Oh yes, here we go. I'm returning as Sarsina T. She is a diva. She began her career in this time period as an occult totalitarian femme fatale. She's not so much the occult totalitarian anymore. She's more now seeking justice and stopping the cult that she was once a part of. But here we are. She is ready and willing to kick some ass.
Hey, I'm Jason. I'm playing Aqua-chan. I'm a spider person space pilot. And not like a spider person, like a centaur sort of deal, but like an actual like giant spider that's a person. Because yeah, sure, that's what I wanted to do, and I like them.
All right. Well, what was I going to say? I don't know. Sorry, the typing is loud. I bought the loudest keyboard ever for the other room, and that's where Sarah is now. It's okay.
Like one of those retro clicky clack keyboards.
That's what I did. Yes.
Oh, nice.
They feel good.
Well, normally it's our son playing video games there, and it's fine. But you know, it's very loud on video calls. Anyway, so as I mentioned, A Bride for Dracula is tonight's adventure. So I told you guys the setup earlier. Dracula, one of the darkest and most evil beings in all of the Ultracosm, and yet also one of the most powerful and seductive, needs a new bride. He, of course, has had many brides, often at the same time, but he has a tendency to get bored with what he has and seek a new one. To that end, he has established a pageant to compete for, well, his hand in marriage. And lovely ladies from across the Ultracosm have come to participate. Now, our crew of the Adam Isa have decided to attend the pageant. I know that Sarcina is going to enter. I don't know if Sue is going to enter.
I think perhaps this is a wonderful conversation to have as we are flying in the Adam Isa towards planet Dracula.
Okay. I mean, it's Earth, but all right.
And in this time period, it is known as planet Dracula.
Hell yeah. Go with it.
He's the overlord of the whole Earth.
If you're going to Dracula's Choose a Bride competition, you refer to it as Planet Dracula.
That's fair.
Everybody else may have a different name for it, but Sue's just trying to get in the spirit of things.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's have that discussion then. Why don't you guys decide who is going to enter the contest and why? And then once that conversation's over, we will jump in. This adventure starts en media res, and at that time, I will have a question for Aqua-chan. So yeah, what's going on?
Not entering.
I'm aware of that. That wasn't going to be the question.
No, I'm just putting that out there.
I mean, I would love it if Aqua-chan entered the Bride of Dracula contest, but he's made his call.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not actually looking to marry Dracula. I just want to lure him into a false sense of security so that we might make off with some of his earthly goods.
Hard agree from Sue.
Planet of Dracula goods.
Yeah. Dracula planet-y goods, yes.
Like Draclatonia? I mean, I'm not sure what we should call it.
Okay. Planet Dracula. Fine. He's 1 million years old, and it's called Planet Dracula now.
I thought it was called Planet of Dracula.
You know what? Both are correct.
Depends on which side of the galaxy you come from. Or the Ultracosm.
So earlier today in the Discord, a few ideas for what it is you're trying to steal were thrown out. I think that the most beloved suggestion was that you're trying to steal Dracula's previous wife, who is pissed about being replaced and has also stolen from his coffers. Is that what we're doing?
I like that.
Okay.
Yep, she's been embezzling his money and now wants to be free of his cruel hand.
It should also be noted that you learned on your way in that she has gone missing.
Hmm.
So again, I ask, who is entering the contest?
I think Sarcina is.
Sarcina
Definitely
is.
Sarcina. Yeah, it's the question is, am I entering or not? I think
Yeah.
the question is, what level? If it's just Sarcina who enters, is Sarcina allowed to bring in an entourage with her?
Absolutely, she is.
Okay.
So then the other question is, how many chances to win do you guys want as a crew?
Do we know if this is like an elimination style competition where there's going to be like rose ceremonies at the end of every evening, so we want as many chances to stay in as possible? Or is this going to be more like, every like Miss America, where it's all takes place in one night and they just name the winner at the end?
You are not aware of the format of the competition.
All we've been told is that we have to bring a present.
Anyone who's entering must bring a gift, yes. A gift
All right. I'll do it.
For old Vlad.
And I like to imagine that as Sue says that, she's like in sweats with her feet kicked up on the control panel with like sitting around a mouthful of future potato chips and crumbs dribbling down her front.
When you say future potato chips, do you mean
Yes.
because you are in the future and eating potato
Yes.
chips, or do you mean you're eating raw potatoes?
The first one.
Okay.
No. Yeah, Sue's not really into raw vegetables. They need to have enough, oil and salt to make it. Maybe some, spices and red food dye.
That makes sense to me.
Sue, if you're going to enter this competition, we're going to have to clean you up, make you more presentable.
Why?
If you're to stand a chance against me and the other contestants, I'm sure you might want to at least dress slightly less adventuresome, shall I say?
Werewolfy, perhaps?
Maybe
Yeah.
he's into that.
Sure. Well, it's very possible. Very possible. Of
Look,
course, I've got a very
watched a
slinky
lot-
black dress that I'll wear.
Well, I look down at the rapidly approaching planet. I'm like, I'll scrounge something together.
Okay, last question for you two ladies. What are your gifts going to be?
Well, as it happens, I have 500 gold pieces worth of these beautiful assorted gems that fell off the back of a space freighter. So this seems like a perfect opportunity to get rid of them. I mean, to bestow upon them in a very dramatic fashion.
Okay. And Sarcina?
Since our last adventure, have had the nerve damage that was in my face repaired, so I no longer need to wear the white porcelain mask that a la, the Phantom of the Opera look. That I will give that to him as part of my personal history, and seeing as how I was kind of, semi-famous amongst some of the hoity-toities. So he may appreciate that.
All right.
A personal gesture.
Sounds good. Aqua-chan. After you guys arrive on Earth, you of course must approach Dracula in the traditional manner, by riding in a horse-drawn carriage through the Carpathian Mountains. This is tradition. So, given that you have a starship that can be remote controlled, can also shrink down to fit in your pocket, and can perform a number of other wondrous feats. What have you done with the Adamisa as you accompany your lady friends in the carriage?
Well,
or perhaps on top of the carriage, or wherever you fit.
It's a little bigger than I thought, but I mean, we're going to be bringing like luggage and stuff with us, right?
Yeah,
ladies. So
I have a knapsack. I imagine Sarsina has more.
I have a large trunk, like an old steamer trunk.
Nice.
Well, I mean, we also just have this fancy large attaché case, like those like fancy aluminium attaché cases people get, but like it's kind of big, like, you know, maybe the size of a small treasure chest.
Yes, that is the size to which it can shrink. I thought pocket. I'm reading it now. I was wrong, but
yeah, I was thinking pocket, so I was gonna say key fob dangle.
Yeah.
And then I read it and went, oh, that's bigger than I thought.
However, it can also become invisible.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose it.
So you like strap it to your body while it's invisible. You know, maybe some sort of belt that it's attached to.
Well, I mean, how big is a small treasure chest?
I'm gonna say the size of 2 loaves of bread from the store.
Okay, I mean, that's the size of a like attaché case, you know.
Yeah, so what Mia's got there. Mia's got a small treasure chest right there in real life. That's how big it is. Only ship shaped.
I mean, that's, you know, it's like it's a little like attaché case thing. It's got a little like key fob on it with a cute little rocket shaped like the Adamisa attached to it.
So, are you suggesting it's actually changing shape into the shape of a treasure chest as well?
Well, I mean, not like in the shape of a treasure chest. It's more like, you know, like a briefcase. But
all right, yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Your briefcase is your ship.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, so
yeah.
There you go. You guys are, as I mentioned, now in the carriage, and you have some other guests riding along with you. Actually, yeah, you have 2 other guests in the carriage with you. One of them is a woman in a simple dress that's seen better days. She's wearing a leather waistcoat and is carrying a bag that is full of something. She has introduced herself as Elsa van Elsling. And there is, sitting alongside her, a scorching, crimson-skinned succubus. A literal devil from hell, who has introduced herself as Ivana Thirsty.
Does she have a little accent on?
It ends in 2. It ends in 2 E's.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
Is our little goblin attaché along with this?
Well, that's up to you. Droop is your minion, Sarsina. So, specifically yours. What have you brought him? He might still be in the briefcase.
I was thinking maybe he's stuck in my trunk. There's like a small spatial dilation field that he can cram himself into and have enough room to live.
All right, so he's a moon ice goblin named Droop that Sarsina acquired as a minion at the end of our last adventure. And as we established earlier in the Discord, Droop is the goblinese form of Rob, which is a joke. That takes a while. It takes a while to get there. Don't worry about it. It's your joke, and it did work better when you said it. Yeah. So, do you guys want to talk to these people?
Quick question before we really jump into this. What is the name of the bride we are here to steal/rescue/abet in getting away with embezzling Dracula's money? I just want to agree between the three of us real quick on what that name is going to be.
Would you guys like to decide on the name?
Or if you want to tell us.
I mean, I can throw one out. You guys invented this character. Her name could easily be Lamia Winterbottom.
I like it.
Of Transylvania.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have been hired by Lamia Winterbottom basically to smuggle her out of Transylvania, and preferably off of planet Dracula.
I will turn to the other... Oh, sorry. If we're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will turn to the fellow bridal contestants and say, so, is this your first time on planet Dracula?
Elsa looks perturbed that you have called it that. And she says, I have lived here all my life.
That's nice. It's such a nice planet. Look at those. And I look out the window at the hellish landscape outside the carriage window.
Yeah, it's cold, but not cold enough for snow, but like just barely there. There's just dead trees everywhere. Things are just gray for no reason.
Oh, it's so nice.
Ivana looks out the window and says, yes, I've never been to this planet before. I spend most of my time elsewhere in the Ultracosm. It is beautiful in its way.
Oh, me too. I'm from one of those lava planets. And for the record, I have in fact changed my clothes. I'm thinking like sort of something piratey adventurer, like tight black pants and a pirate blouse tucked in.
Okay. Yeah, Ivana is like fully checking you out with her bright yellow eyes.
So I
and that was directed at all three of you, by the way.
Oh, well, I was actually going to bring up that I don't think Aqua-chan is actually in the carriage.
Okay.
Specifically because he's kind of not so much huge as just he takes up a lot of like square footage.
Yeah, he's horizontal.
Yeah. So I imagine he's actually hanging out on top of the carriage.
Fantastic.
Not holding on for dear life, but he's not in his regular spacesuit. He's changed that out for more of like not like a tuxedo, but like a really nice think Don Johnson in Miami Vice, but like
I'm never not thinking that.
Explicitly, I'm just going to go with that. Think Don Johnson in Miami Vice, but he's a giant spider.
Yes.
And that's the look I'm going for. I have no idea how it works, but just if you can picture it, all the better for you.
You've got sunglasses on all of your eyes.
Yes.
I'm just picturing like the white jacket with,
with like pastel
sleeves. Yes.
With the sleeves are rolled up.
Yeah. All of them. All of the sleeves rolled up.
Yes. And Aqua-chan is actually trying to start up a conversation with the driver.
Okay, I was just going to say exactly that. If you're up there, that the person you can talk to is the driver. And the driver is named John.
Oh.
He's got a big manly mustache.
Okay. Well, Aqua-chan is a little disappointed. He was hoping for the traditional Transylvanian carriage driver. But...
How familiar is Aqua-chan with humans and their various forms?
That depends on the situation. And
Okay.
how funny it is.
Oh God, it would be you. You know what? Yeah, I, as you said, you were hoping for the traditional spooky carriage driver. However,
well, no, I was expecting Dracula himself.
That is not the case here. However,
yeah, I'm mildly disappointed.
I'm going to have you roll a mind check. Okay. And I'm not going to set a static number, but the higher you get, the more you're going to notice.
Ooh, okay, so that's a D20 roll plus my mind modifier?
Yes.
That's a dirty 19.
Okay, so you notice the following things. One, the John the carriage driver's mustache and hair are drastically different colors. It's a big black mustache, and it is light brown hair. 2, John the carriage driver is smaller in dimension than Sue or Sarcina. Not a lot, but maybe slightly more slight than them.
Okay. So yeah, Aqua-chan's gonna kind of scuttle around the side of the carriage, and he's looking at John, and goes, "Oh, I thought I was really expecting we get the traditional Dracula-driven carriage to this thing."
Oh yeah, Dracula doesn't do that anymore since everyone got wise.
Well, it's nice to meet you anyway. I'm Aqua-chan. And Aqua-chan holds out one of his little pedipalp arms.
He says, I'm John. Shakes your hand.
Shake?
Yep, yep. Sorry, okay. You can't see because I got that thing below me.
True. So is the scenery always this nice?
No, sometimes it's a little bit rainier.
That'd do it. Do we hear any wolves?
As a matter of fact, sir, as you just at this moment, you do hear the howl of a wolf. It's chilling your bones as the reverberations of it come back from all of the hillsides around you.
Well, Aqua-chan doesn't really have any bones to chill.
It's chilling your exoskeleton.
But he does comment, what beautiful music that is.
Yeah, the
Children of the Night.
Children of the Night, yeah. So you're just a full spider, huh?
Yep, I am.
Cool. I'm a man.
Nice.
Yeah. And at that moment, John goes, whoa, and starts to pull on the reins to slow the horses. As a huge white wolf is blocking the road ahead. And he emanates another howl.
Oh wow. And I immediately, I turn back and start tapping on are there windows on this carriage?
Yeah, I assume we can hear it inside, right? So
you can hear it inside as well, yeah.
My
yes, there are
dips
windows.
down, and I kind of that side eye over at Susan, but I'm not.
Yeah, no, I'm literally going trying to look in. Go, Sue, look at this wolf.
Would you like to look at the wolf?
I sure as heck would like to look at the wolf, and also I will swing myself half out of the carriage window, not out of frame. Sort of sit up on the window, say hi in Wolfish. We didn't discuss aliases, so I guess we're just using our real names, huh?
Why not? But it's a big ultracosm.
It is a big ultracosm, and we're not that terribly infamous.
We aren't.
No, Sarcina's been in prison, but that was a long way off.
Yeah, the
she did try to assassinate.
Will never find me on planet Dracula. Who would go here willingly? So yes, I will go ahead and greet the wolf in an appropriate wolfish manner as I can in my human form. First question right off the bat is, can I tell if this is another werewolf or is it just a regular wolf?
Sure. So as you approach, that howl that he's belting out turns into a man's cough. Sorry about that. He's still a wolf talking. I got a frog in my throat.
Oh, are the frogs good around here?
Well, not this one.
Not the kind like you lick, huh? And then you see all the pretty colors.
Well, I don't know about that kind of frog, but this one. Got it. Ooh. Sometimes I just don't want to go down, you know?
This is why I stick to mammals. Or warm-blooded, at least, yeah.
Around here, the mammals can be tricky.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I say, remembering that I'm supposed to be doing a cheesy Midwestern accent. I'm Evil Sulina. What's your name?
My name's England.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I've got this horrible splinter in my paw I can't get out.
Oh, did you need some help with that?
Would you mind?
Of course not. And I will, without opening the door of the carriage, I'll just swing myself out the window.
Well, you said you approached him already.
No, I said I was hanging out the carriage window.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like sitting on the window of the carriage or something, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we've been having this conversation, chatting back and forth. Yeah, I'll come on down up to him. You said,
okay.
What did you say his name was?
England. With a U, like Robert England.
Oh, England with a U.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, I think we will have no real competition in this Susan character.
It's Evil Sulina! I yell back.
She doesn't seem all that evil to me.
All right. Do you need me to roll anything for this, or?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna walk up to him and look at his paw, see if I can get the splinter out. If he has a splinter.
There is indeed a splinter in his right forepaw. It's big and it's deep.
Okay. Well, you know what? Luckily for me, I was just doing a makeover, and I dig my my tweezers out of my. It takes a minute because they're very, very tight pants to get it out of my pocket. Yes, it's the first step of any good makeover. You got to do your eyebrows.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, be glad. Be glad. Beauty standards for women are just cruel, you know?
Well, I'm a man. Sometimes I try to turn back into a man, but the splinter just went deeper when I tried to change shape.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that's why I'm like this right now.
Not really sure that it has to do with what we were talking about, but it still is very ouchy. Okay. Do I need to roll anything to...
No, you can pull a splinter out. That's not a superpower.
We're cosmic adventurers. We can pull splinters for free.
How do tweezers work? Yeah, you pull a splinter out.
No more questions. I will say, while I am digging this out, I'm going to lean in and ask him, so any inside information here on what's going on, lay of the land?
Yeah, you need to get the fuck out of here. This is where Dracula lives.
That's fair. If I need to make an exit in a hurry, any way in and out of the castle I should know about?
Yeah, there's a secret door at the back that leads directly into the moat, which is dry.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yoink.
And he immediately turns into a old white bearded, white haired, naked man.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go find my clothes. And he runs off into the woods.
Oh, if I had a copper piece for every time I've said that. All right. Well, I will hop back in. I was like, as I'm walking past, I will chat to the driver like, hey, nice guy. Got nice neighbors in this area, huh?
That guy's not that. That guy's not that nice.
Oh, he seemed okay to me.
No, he ate my husband. My friend.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Look, I've been up a long time. Is your friend a
frog?
No, this was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, are you sure it was him? There are a lot of prejudices. You know, people tend to assume just because somebody gets eaten and there's a werewolf in the neighborhood that the werewolf did it.
I mean, he told me he did it.
Oh. And then I just get in the carriage. I'm like, this encounter is done.
Okay. And yeah, he drives on to the castle. So as you are approaching the castle, the sun is low in the sky, and somehow, even at the end of the day, it seems to have never built up any heat in the atmosphere around here. If anything, it's just gotten colder and colder as the day has worn on. Aqua-chan, your non-existent bones are frozen solid, and you come to a chasm spanned by a needle-thin, vertigo-inducing bridge, barely wide enough for the carriage. John slows the horses and sort of walks them slowly across. The carriage is kind of tilting, leaning back and forth every time you shift your body weight up there, Aqua-chan. You being in the most top-heavy position and the most awkward shape for carriage riding. But John is able to keep it on track, and you guys manage to cross the gorge without incident and find yourselves at the outer gates of Castle Dracula, where two large wooden double doors are shut. And from where you sit, Aqua-chan, you can see a dagger jammed into the wood of the doors with a note hung on it.
Well, yeah, I'm just immediately going to leap off the carriage and scuttle on up to see what that says.
Dear guests, we regret to inform you that the contest has been relocated to the church due to a rodent problem. The Dracula estate.
Does it give... Yeah, I take that back to... Well, I don't take it. I return to the carriage and inform everyone of the news that we've been relocated to the church.
The
church?
It must mean the old village church. There's only one village nearby.
Did we not come from this village?
You guys came from farther away.
Okay.
But yeah, John can, if you'll hop back up, John can take you back across the bridge and down a slightly different path. It is full dark by the time you reach the church. It's a little ways outside of the village. It's kind of the sole pillar of light in this dark valley that John has driven you down into. It's really more of a convent or a monastery with tall, thick walls and high-set, slender windows. On a hill in the vicinity are the charred remnants of a bonfire with their badly burnt post in the middle. It reminds you guys of the power of superstition and of single-minded mobs.
Quick question. Recently burned or ancient burned?
Are you going to get up and go examine it?
What can I see from the carriage?
You can see that it is a burned post and the remains of a bonfire.
I have Senseful as one of my minor powers, which enhances my sense of smell. Do I smell recent smoke in the air? Outside of a cooking fire? Let me know if I should roll for this one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what I would have you roll for scent. I guess do a mind check.
Okay. Can you remind me, if my mind is less than 10, do I take a negative modifier? Or do I just roll a straight D20?
No, so you're supposed to have... Gosh, sorry. I read this earlier today and I'm spacing. I will read the resolution mechanic. So if you have a mind score of 12, value generally... There's got to be a chart in here, right? Like a table.
The modifier would be 2. I don't know what you're looking for.
I think it's what's her I'm looking at Sarcina's sheet, not.
Yeah, my mind is 9.
Oh, your mind is 9. Yeah, you've probably got a negative.
Yeah, I think I have a -1 to mind rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
And plus or
but
minus.
With that power you have, it's going to significantly lower the DC.
Okay. Ha! Nat 20.
Oh, good lord.
Awesome.
Off to a good start. First roll of the night.
You do catch a whiff of burning, but it is so faint and your nose so well trained that you are able to tell this is actually from years ago. It's just never been moved.
Cleaned up.
Is your...
Well, that's good, just to... I think, not say out loud. It's good that our client hasn't been burned at the stake.
When you sniff, is it like obvious, or you just kind of casually lean out and just gonna take a deep breath, or are you like sniffing at the air like that?
I think on a nat 20, I'll play it off, where it just looks like me going like, "Oh, that that's completely the wrong accent. Ooh, that fresh mountain air."
Fresh air. I'm growing tired of this carriage ride. I am not accustomed to spending so much time traveling from place to place in uncomfortable seating.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. The number. Sorry, it's just your score minus 10 is your modifier. So -1 was correct for a 9. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are at the church, and there is a note nailed to the sealed entrance door.
So yeah, Aqua-chan's going to kind of look around a bit. Or I guess Aqua-chan doesn't really have to look around because he's got lots of eyes. But like he's kind of like demonstrably like, and leaps down and sees what the note says.
Dear guests, we regret to inform you that the contest has been relocated to the mayor's mansion in the village, due to Dracula's vampire spawn exploding as soon as they crossed the threshold into our holy grounds. The Mother Superior.
So I return back to the carriage and pass on that this is happening at the mayor's house.
We have not yet arrived at our destination. What is the problem?
Girl, apparently not. John, do you know where the mayor's house is?
I believe it's the big house in the middle of the village. I can get us there.
We see it from here?
No. You're a couple miles outside the village.
Did we go through the village to get here?
You did not go through the village to get here. The church is on the way to the village.
I
make haste, driver.
Yes. I hate to complain, but maybe this should be a contest for, maybe he needs to find his next event planner.
Elsa in the carriage is just sort of adjusting her leather waistcoat and fiddling with her bag. This is some kind of mind game the Count is playing with us.
Do you really think so, Van Elsling?
He is known
that he
for
would
such
play
thing.
such a petty game with his future concubines?
He likes to dominate and control. That is what he does. I can't wait to marry him.
Well,
that's the attitude.
I would suspect if I were to marry him, he would learn to behave differently.
Like how?
Ivana turns to look at you, Sarsina, and leans in and says, I think I like you.
And I whisper back to her as like, I like the color of your skin. That red brings out the color of your eyes.
Now I just love this. Women supporting women. I'm so glad we're not succumbing to the patriarchy and fall. I know we're all here to compete, but we can still lift each other up while we're doing it.
Because my skin is very porcelain white, very kind of a gothic complexion.
Yeah.
Ivana actually, leaning into you, Sarsina, gives a sniff and then narrows her eyes a little bit and sits back. Doesn't say anything else as the carriage begins to move towards the village.
An audible sniff, huh?
Oh yeah, like a long one, like.
That. Hopefully, you find my perfume pleasant.
Indeed. Aqua-chan up there riding on the top with John. You see.
Well, at this point, I'm kind of I'm keeping an eye out for like this mayor's house from a distance.
Okay.
Like I just want to know if it's like lit. Like when we can see it, is it lit up? Can we see if there are people there?
Well, the first person you see is a corpse decomposing in a cage, hanging from a gibbet along the road. No, it's not funny. It's spooky. See how spooky it is?
It reminds me of home.
There are crows bickering over the slim pickings of the remaining flesh, and John says, "Oh yeah, he probably did something wrong," and continues on to. Now you can see the village as you approach. John reminds you, of course, that the mayor's house is in the middle, so you can't see it at first. But once you get into town, there it is, a big 3-story mansion And indeed, there are lights on. And a thin, weaselly-looking man with wild eyes standing at the door. The whole village is heading towards this house. It's one of those old style, like half-timbered buildings with just a massive footprint casting a huge shadow into the middle of the town. And everyone is coming in.
Like in a excited way, or in a we're being mind controlled, zombified, and compelled to attend this event kind of way?
We have a bundle of drones walking up. Yes.
Yeah.
Sue, roll a mind check. Sarcina, you may also roll a mind check to try to perceive that.
That is going to be a total of 13.
My first roll of the night is a 1.
Sue, you cannot tell the answer to your question. Sarcina, you forgot the question.
I am distracted. Something has distracted my mind.
Yeah, it's probably Ivana. Aqua-chan?
Getting hot in here.
Yes.
Aqua-chan, do you do anything being the most outdoors person as the carriage pulls up?
I mean, I've got at least a few of my eyes on the front, like whatever the front entryway is. You know, are we passing people as we approach this place?
Yeah, most people are on foot. There are a few other carriages coming in, but yeah, you're passing by other people.
I'm going to call out to one of the people we pass by and just say, hey, are you going to the Dracula party?
The Dracula party.
Nice.
Yes, I am going. I am
Dracula party.
I am going to the pageant at which our Lord will choose his new bride. Yes, that is where I am going. The Dracula party. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Dracula party.
Yes, we are all headed to the Dracula party. Yes, the party of Dracula, yes. Are you going to the Dracula party? I assume, being a giant spider and therefore a creature of the night, that you are indeed going to the Dracula party.
Oh, I never thought of myself as a creature of the night. Aqua-chan just kind of says to himself in his just stark white blazer and pastel other bits.
No. Well,
definitely creature of the night.
You will fit right in with the mummies and scorpions and werewolves and bats and Frankensteins and
well with the werewolves.
Yes.
Werewolves too.
One time I saw a 3-headed snake.
It's good. It's good.
No, it wasn't. He tried to eat my children.
Well, I mean, you know, you gotta eat.
Not anymore.
I just turn away from the conversation at that point. I was just, Aqua-chan was trying to tease out, are these zombie people or are they just whatever? And are we going to the right damn place this time?
Aqua-chan, why don't you roll me a mind check on that zombie question now?
Well, I mean, this guy.
And you'll have advantage because of the conversation.
Oh, okay. So,
roll 2, take the higher.
Yeah. I got to get a second. I wasn't expecting to roll advantage.
The conversation I hear outside, the man has a strange accent. Is that normal for this region?
Yes, it's called
so that is
Dutch.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so Aqua-chan, what you strongly suspect here is that for these people who live right in the shadow of Castle Dracula, the distinction between doing things of their own free will and doing things because they are mind controlled has long since dropped to zero. Their will is Dracula's will. They are excited about what he wants them to do, and they don't even realize it anymore.
Okay. I mean, I was more like, if this guy had responded to me in more of a as opposed to an articulate person engaging with my conversation a bit.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
There you go.
You know,
he's able to do that.
How they're going to live on.
Yeah, he is able to do that. So yeah, John sort of parks the carriage and hands off care of the horses to a pack of stable boys that are there, and sort of opens the carriage door to let the ladies out, and guides you all up to the front gate of the mayor's mansion, where that skinny, wild-eyed man with the straight-out hair is guarding the gate, and he takes in all of you as you approach, and then his eyes sort of stop on Aqua-chan, and then they go wide. Hello. Welcome to the pageant. My name is Renfield. I am a servant of our Dark Lord. What are your names, please?
I'm Evil Sulina.
Evil Sulina.
Just one name. Just one name.
All right.
Like
and Elsa and Ivana. I'm sorry?
Is there a hyphen in that? Evil hyphen Sulina?
Nope.
Or is it just all one word?
All one word, baby.
Oof.
Okay. And Ivana and Elsa also introduce themselves. Sarsina, do you respond? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Do you not know who I am, sir? Was I not invited?
Many were invited, but I must tell our lord who has arrived.
Tell them that Sarsina has arrived.
Yes. You must all be announced. So, Evil Sulina and Sarsina and Elsa and Ivana, you will all be competing in the pageant, yes?
Oh, you betcha.
And who is your delicious-looking friend?
They point towards Aqua-chan is like, you mean him or it or them or they?
He, they.
Yes.
Aqua-chan states, putting his hand into his little pedipalp hand into his blazer, reaching towards his emitter blaster, having seen this guy clearly lick his lips upon sight of him. Am Aqua-chan.
Are you, Aqua-chan, going to compete in the pageant, or are you here in support of one of these ladies?
I am part of the entourage of Evil Sulina and Sarsina.
You two have arrived together, and yet you are competing against one another.
Oh, we carpooled.
And yet you have the same servant.
I would not call him a servant so much as a friend.
Yeah. He gave us both a ride.
Well, welcome. And he will go in as you guys have been having this conversation. Some of the other guests have kind of filtered into the hall. And Renfield, sort of noticing that you're the last ones in, will close up the doors and come in. And he has sort of herded all of the contestants into one area so that he can introduce you guys as you enter. All of the people of note. So he does so. He announces to the room as you enter, Sue. I present to our Lord Dracula, evil Sulina. And next, I present Elsa Van Elsling, who also comes in and looks around anxiously and then sort of moves off into a corner.
I'm still sort of standing. I shuffle awkwardly because I was waiting for something to happen.
No, you just come in. Everyone looks at you for a few minutes, and then when you don't move, or for a few seconds, and then when you don't move, they kind of get awkward, and then the next name is announced, and you kind of have to get out of the way for Elsa. Yeah. I present to all of our esteemed guests and our Lord, Sarsina T. How does your entrance go, Sarsina?
I glide in very smoothly, almost as if I'm not walking at all, just kind of hovering across the floor.
I next present the Queen of Succubi, Ivana Thirsty, who she follows you in, Sarsina, and just copies you exactly, but does it better, as she just sort of glides in perfectly, swinging the hips just enough to not be super obscene, and just sort of like looks around the room in a way that every single person is sure she made eye contact with them, and then sort of glides over and starts having a conversation with someone.
Does she make eye contact with me at any point in her sweeping the room with her gaze?
If you turn to look at her, then yes.
I turn to look at her, and when we catch eyes, I raise one eyebrow very subtly in her direction.
She very subtly smiles back to you with just one side of her mouth. And Renfield continues. I next present to all of you the Sturmbannführerin, Brigitte von Tabenstein, brain thereof, and a mechanical body in a cape stomps in with a big jar full of greenish liquid on top where its head would be, tubes connecting it to the body, and inside that jar is indeed the floating brain of Brigitte von Tabenstein.
Nice.
I sidle up to Elsa and I say, oh, he really did say the brain.
Lastly, I present the Princess Naomi Andress of the Pale Hills and her lovely mother, the Queen Ursula Andress of the Pale Hills. And these two women walk in. It is clear from the entrance that it is the intention that the Princess Naomi be presented as the potential bride, and yet Queen Ursula is unwilling to be upstaged by her own daughter. And so they sort of walk in at the same time like that. And it's just a little confusing for everyone, as the Queen is clearly dressed up in more stunning clothes than her daughter, who is entering this bridal pageant. And as things begin milling about, People and things begin milling about. You also see John, the carriage driver, come sneaking in through the side door.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is there anything you'd like to do, or any of these people you'd like to talk to?
I am trying to cozy up to Elsa. I feel like I've picked up enough vibes that I'm kind of feeling like this is a potential ally here. I don't know how.
As you come sidling up, she kind of turns like she turns to you as like in the manner of someone who's perceiving a threat. She doesn't like sidling.
Oh. I will drop the sidle and just sort of like clunk up to her. Like, interesting crowd, huh?
Yes. Interesting. I particularly enjoy the brain robot.
Me too. Come on, let's go over and say hi. I'm gonna see if I can like sort of catch her arm and like pull her towards the brain robot. Will she let me? Like, does she let me kind of...
when you try to get her arm, she jerks it away at first and then realizes that's not normal and puts it back and lets you do it.
See, isn't this nice? Women supporting women.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is just that we are in competition with one another, and so I am a little distrustful.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we are going to meet the Brigitte von Taubenstein, brain thereof.
Hmm? Yeah, I head right over.
Well, Brigitte turns to you guys and says, "Hello."
Hi. Hi there. I'm Evil Sulina. This is Elsa. So you, oh my gosh, you guys. So why did you decide to enter the pageant?
Brigitte says, "I have motives."
See, now me, it's because I really want a rich husband.
Yes, says Elsa. Yes, I also would like to be the wife of the Dark Lord of the Earth, a planet, this place.
Mm-hmm.
I desire to be alongside the Lord Dracula as his beloved bride. I intend to demonstrate my superiority to meatbag women.
Ooh, how?
Methods.
Oh, playing your cards close to the chest. That's very clever.
I do not play cards. I am far too intelligent.
Okay. To Elsa. What about you?
I am sometimes a fan of card games.
Yeah. You're hilarious. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. No, seriously, what are you doing here?
I'm definitely here to marry Dracula.
Why?
So that I can live forever by his dark majesty.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I heard that's because his last wife was the last time he had one of these things. He still got all the brides. It's like a collection. Like, I love that because that's like built-in friends, you know.
Some of them did explode when they tried to enter the church.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, that's what the note said, right? I was with you. We found the note.
It did. It said vampire spawn. I kind of assumed that if it was, the brides or the at some point you have to stop being a bride and start being a wife, right? I don't know.
Think that it's just more dramatic for him to say bride. He likes to be dramatic.
Well,
listen, I think I should probably go to the snack table. And Elsa starts to turn away. Go ahead and, are you going to try and stop her at all, or what?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm done.
Go ahead and roll a mind check real quick.
Sure. That's going to be a 6.
Cool. She walks away. And Brigitte, the brain sort of, the body doesn't turn, but the brain sort of floats towards you in the jar.
Ooh, that's cool.
I wish you to know that you have already lost.
Well, how do you figure?
I am clearly more graceful and beautiful than you.
You know what? I love that confidence on you. That is fabulous.
And when I sit beside Dracula, I will be one step closer to my ultimate goal of world domination. Ah, 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 ah.
You know what? You dream big. Dream big. Visualize it. Live it.
I never dream. The fluids keep my mind awake at all times.
Oh, that doesn't sound good for you. And I will go on a complete insane. We can fade out on this scene as I go into this bizarre rant about melatonin and other herbal solutions to sleeplessness.
All right, Sarcina, Aquachan, do you guys want to speak to any of these people?
Well, I have something I want to do, but it's not like really talking to anyone. But I do have a question.
Sure.
Brigitte's brain in a jar, are there eyes in that?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
It is super unclear how that creature perceives the world.
Yeah, hey, that's why I asked. I was curious. Yeah.
All right.
I would like to approach Naomi and her mother.
Okay. They're not actually near each other. Naomi tries to get distance from Ursula as soon as they're in.
Okay. Then I will approach Ursula.
Hello.
Hello.
Aren't you a lovely little thing?
Oh, I do appreciate that. Thank you. You are dressed in such fine regalia.
Yes.
You seem to be outshining your own daughter, who is here for the competition, is she not?
Oh, she is. You see, the Dark Lord likes them young. I'm sadly ineligible.
That is unfortunate for you, is it not? I assume with a daughter you already have a husband.
I had a husband at one time. The king of the Pale Hills succumbed to the fate of all men many years ago. And where from do you hail, Miss Sarcina?
From very far away, across the galaxy and into beyond interstellar space, the galaxy across the way. I don't know how to explain that to her. It's like, I am from beyond this sector of space.
I see.
But you said the men, what all men succumb to. Is there something
it's death,
sinister
sweetheart.
about that? And I lean in close.
Sinister? Whatever do you imply?
Oh, just that maybe your men are subjugated in your society? Excuse me, my cat just knocks some crap over. Lovely.
I perceive, Sarcina, that you know the truth. Anywhere where intelligent women live, men are subjugated, whether they know it or not.
This is true. My home was very much like that as well. Our men served us as, dare I say, slaves.
And yet here you are presenting yourself as a bride for the Lord of all the world.
I have ambitions beyond this world. I can subjugate him to my will, I am sure.
You would not be the first to try. However, I have an inkling that you will not be his choice, for indeed, this contest will prove to be a sham in its entirety.
So who do you think has already won?
I mentioned that I am ineligible to enter the contest. That does not mean that I cannot marry Dracula.
You are ambitious. Well, I wish you all the luck.
And I hope that you survive.
I fully intend to.
All right, let's cut over to Aqua-chan real quick. I want to give you a chance to do what that thing was, and then we'll take our break.
Yeah, so Aqua-chan actually wants to try and follow John wherever John is headed for into the manor house.
Cool. So John snuck in the side into this room, the main room.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of milling about the main hall for a bit, and then he seems to not find what he's looking for. And I'm gonna ask for a mind check, but this is gonna be very easy.
Come on, roll a 1. Close. Dirty 9.
So, okay, with that roll, it takes you a while to figure, because you're so focused on John. It takes you a while to figure out. You're waiting for John to find what he's looking for so that you can figure out what he's looking for. And then he doesn't find it in the main hall and starts to leave the room. And as your many eyes see in most directions at the same time, you start to pick up on who isn't here. Dracula's not in the room. There is an empty wooden throne at the front of the room. Renfield made a point of saying he was presenting all of these contestants to Dracula, but Dracula's not here. John has gone out of the room to look for someone.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to follow him.
Okay, John goes outside. And at that point, we're going to take our break. Guys, it's just about 9:55 here in California. We're going to take a 10-minute break and be back at 10:05. Yeah, thank you guys for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. If you're just joining us, tonight we are in Hypertellurians, and we are playing this adventure, A Bride for Dracula, written by Frank Motocross Redding, the creator of Hypertellurians. This is presented as a system-neutral adventure, but of course, since he wrote it, we're using it in his system. Now, a few things. First of all, we have been completely forgetting about Wonder this entire game. So, for the werewolf that you pull the splinter out of its paw, you get 1 wonder. +1 from Aqua-chan's special ability that adds +1 to wonder. So I'm just going to assume that every time I give you wonder for something, that I gave it to you then, and therefore it's going to be doubled. Dracula's Castle absolutely earns you a point of wonder, so that's going to take it from 9 to 11. Let's see, the post where you saw a burned, charred remains of a mob violence against a monster in the past gets you some wonder, and of course, your sighting of all of your fellow contestants earns you a point of wonder, which is again going to become 2 points. So there you go. You guys are now at 15 wonder, having come in already with 7 from the previous game. Now, when we left off, Aqua-chan was following John the carriage driver, who's totally a man, out of the mansion because John had disappeared. But we are not going to jump right back into that scene. Instead, we're going to go to Sue and Cersina in the main hall, where Rittenfield will now announce, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the dancing competition. Please follow me to the dancing room." And he will lead you all to a room where there is a big dance floor, a band up on a stage, and there are, standing around the room, all of these male dance partners who have apparently been just standing in here waiting. Half of them are these glaze-eyed, dominated youths from the village, and the other half are like ornate automatons of metal and wood, and there's a few even like sewn together Frankenstein monsters here. And they're all just standing and waiting for dance partners. But as you all come in and start to look around, you know, some of your fellow contestants start to choose a partner and go to someone. And then Renfield is glancing around and says, Where is the Lord Dracula? Please hold, ladies and gentlemen. I must find our Dark Lord. We cannot begin the competitive events without his presence. Of course. And he starts rushing out of the room. We will now cut back to Aqua-chan following John the carriage driver out of the mansion. At which point, you come around the front of the side of the building towards the front, and you see John suddenly stop and reach up and rip off his mustache, revealing himself to be, in fact, a woman who runs across the grounds towards the front gate, where you see standing there, his arms crossed impatiently, a being of darkness so powerful that you can feel his seductive pull upon you even before he turns and glances in your direction. This is the Lord Dracula. He is seductive evil in its incarnate form, standing at the mayor's mansion, just outside the door.
What is John running towards him?
Yes, and he turns his gaze from you to John and says, Mina, I thought you were dead. She says, No, I must be with you. I have hungered for you these many centuries. How is it that you are still alive? Do not bother yourself with trifles. Please, Please choose me as your new bride. I am already bored of you. Now please, if you would serve my will, find the mayor and send him to the front gate. You there, creature of the night.
Yo.
Find the owner of this mansion and send him to me. I must speak with him.
Did you not already... How did you organize this if you didn't speak to him?
First of all, your question is impertinent, for I am Dracula, Lord of all the earth. Second of all, I do not organize events, for I am Dracula, Lord of all the earth. Third of all, this was supposed to be at my house. All of these changes happened at the last minute. I was not invited in.
Someone to have invited you in.
Well, he was supposed to be here at the gate. I thought for sure that when I arrived, people would be waiting for me and saying, "Where is the Lord Dracula? He is fashionably late. Please let us wait outside. We must catch a glimpse of the Lord of the entire planet." But apparently, they've all gone in and closed the door.
I mean, I was kind of suspicious that you weren't there. That's why I followed Mina out here.
You truly are a loyal servant.
Sure.
Now please, scuttle off with your 8 legs and find me the mayor of this village. For he alone has the power to invite my dark presence into his home.
So if I'm able to, Aqua-chan just hard ignores that command.
Yeah, okay.
And just continues. So are all your old brides here too? I'm assuming everyone's here, right?
What is your name, Spider?
I'm Aqua-chan.
Aqua-chan, I admire your spunk. I think it very unlikely that any of my wives are inside the mansion, because I turned them into vampires and they cannot come in without being invited.
Like yourself.
Yes, maybe he invited some of them in. You can't invite me in yourself unless you live here. Do you live here? I didn't think so.
I don't live here.
I figured we would have met if you lived here.
No, you'd probably remember me if I lived here.
I don't remember every giant spider I meet. I'm Dracula.
I mean, has this given Mina enough time to find the mayor?
No. No, Mina has not come back.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go help you find the mayor or something. And Aqua-chan turns to go back into the manor.
When he comes, tell him I will be a mysterious fog. And he goes, and turns into a fog.
Sure. Yeah, so if Dracula's not inside, I'm going to start searching around for this Lamia Winterbottom lady.
Okay. Where?
Yeah, I guess I'm literally just going to start, go upstairs and start, poking around.
Okay.
Like montage style.
Roll me 1d6, please.
Okay. Roll that for me. 2.
That's the main hall. Roll it again.
Don't blow it up this time. Just 4.
Okay, you stumble into the dancing room where everybody's waiting for Dracula, and you see all of these automatons and controlled boys from the village and Frankensteins sort of standing around.
Wow, what are you all waiting for?
And
apparently, his lordship has not arrived.
Oh no, he's down at the front gate.
Renfield comes in behind you. The master is at the front gate. Of course.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Where is the mayor? He must be invited. It was so busy moving and then moving again. We did not invite the master in. Where is the mayor?
Where is the mayor? Do we see him?
What was that evil Celine?
Well, I said, where is the mayor? Because this is all happening in front of us. Can I search for him?
Everyone starts looking around and realizing the mayor, or the owner of the house in which you stand, isn't in the room.
I am also going to sidle over to somebody who looks like they might. I don't know. I'm gonna sidle over to Renfield and be like, well, look, anything I can do to help, you know. And what a night! Who exploded at the last place? Like the mayor didn't.
Just 6 or 7 vampire spawn. It doesn't matter. A couple of old wives from way back, and several other servants of the Dark Lord. Our Lord is too powerful for such a misadventure. He himself is fine. You do not need to worry about Dracula.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm just thinking that if there's like some other like vampire wives floating around, maybe they might know where the mayor is at. Maybe, you know, I mean, people get a little peckish at these things. Maybe somebody decided to grab a snack.
Well, if the Lord of Darkness himself has not been invited in, I highly doubt any of his wives have been invited in. That doesn't
I'm just saying maybe
make any sense.
Maybe somebody got intercepted. There's no need to shout at me.
I'm not shouting at you. I'm just very concerned about the fact that the master is waiting outside the gate and the mayor has not invited him in, and I organized this entire thing, and this is definitely going to get me killed.
You are definitely in
trouble.
Not
in a good vampire way, but in a dead way.
Yeah, you are doing pretty bad at this, my dude.
I thought the mayor would be at the gate to welcome the Dark Lord, and instead he is now just as missing as Dracula was a moment ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so the mayor was outside waiting for Dracula. And then when Dracula got there, he was gone. He didn't come back inside, so somebody outside got him.
Did you see the mayor outside? I didn't see the mayor outside.
Didn't you? I thought you said he was there when... You know what? Okay. So the mayor wasn't outside. When's the last time anybody saw the mayor?
Or his wife or children? Are they about?
He does not have wives or children. I saw the mayor at the church when we were trying to have the pageant at the church earlier today, and the mayor was there, and he said, let's just do it at my house. This is stupid. And I said, okay, let's go to your house, and when we get there, we can set up all the events. We'll have the dancing partners room and the teeth room, and it'll be great. And we can use your main hall. It's better than the one at the church anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked here together, and I don't know when I saw him last.
Everyone roll a servant that lives in the house.
Everyone roll a mind check.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Dirty 20.
Sue?
That's going to be an 11.
Aqua?
Dirty 15.
Okay, so most of the people in the dancing room here have started spreading out through the house, sort of looking for the mayor, trying to figure out where he is. Some have gone to the kitchens, some have gone to like bedrooms or other places. But in this moment where Renfield says, I haven't I don't know when the last time I saw him was. Just for a second, in this room, in the dancing room, it gets perfectly quiet. And Sarsina alone hears a slapping sound.
Can I determine where it came from by echolocation?
Not this room, but somewhere in the house. It was very loud. In fact, after the slap, you hear a male voice go, "Ah!"
Oh, did anyone else hear that? Somebody is in distress.
Well, a lot of somebody's here, but
Absolutely.
Specific?
It sounded like a male's voice coming from that direction.
Did it sound like the mayor's voice?
It
I know
sounded.
not what the mayor sounded like.
Sarsina, the direction you pointed is not, in fact, to your left, but up.
That direction.
Somewhere up.
Have we
Somewhere above
checked
us in the house.
Well, have we checked the second floor yet?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of planning on heading up to the third floor.
So on the second floor, you find a bunch of bedrooms, and there's like a little servant's room where they have like a dumbwaiter and they come in and out and bring things. There's a blanket closet and all sorts of other, old-timey rich people rooms that nobody has anymore. On the third floor, you actually find what Renfield must have been referring to when he said the teeth room, because in here, there's a set of fake ivory fangs hanging on plaques. So there's sets of them all over, and each plaque has a name on it. And the names are your names, Evil Sulina, Sarsina, but then also the rest of the contestants, Ivana Thirsty, Elsa Van Elsling, Princess Naomi Andres, and Sturmbannführerin Brigitte Taubenstein, brain thereof. You all have plaques with teeth on them and your names.
That is just so thoughtful.
And there's nobody in this room.
Favors.
There's nobody in this room when you find it. And then all three of you, not just Sarsina now, but all three of you hear again a slapping sound. And a voice go, "Ah!" It's louder than when you heard it before, Sarsina. And it's
Quickly,
still
this way.
coming from above.
Oh,
Follow Sarsina.
everyone's having a good time, but, maybe we should interrupt.
Aqua-chan, scuttle ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Is there any way... Is there an obvious means of egress to another level above us?
So Aqua-chan, being a spider, you are more inclined than others to look at the ceiling in the first place. By the way, I'm giving you a point of wonder for seeing Dracula.
He was pretty wonderful.
He was so wonderful. You find a hatch in the hallway leading up to what you imagine must be an attic.
Hey, gals, I found a way up.
All right. I will
Let's open this sucker and head on in.
swarm on up.
Yeah.
Cool. So Aqua-chan, are you gonna? It's got like a pull string. Are you gonna pull it?
Yes.
All right. Comes down. The ladder unfolds. You don't need it. You're a spider, but you can go up, and you see not a dingy, rafter-strewn, dusty old attic.
Well, can I just make a quick guess as to what I see?
Sure, bud.
Is it a fancy sex dungeon?
My guy, got it in one.
But it's not a dungeon, it's an attic.
There's pillows everywhere. There's murals of people engaged in various activities. Not murals, but tapestries hanging on the walls. of all sorts of lewd and enticing behaviors. You see a large bed. There are 2 human-sized bird cages, one of which contains a naked woman with a feathered cloak and a papier-mâché beak, otherwise naked. And the other is empty. There's also a wooden pony over which a man is bent, and a woman, an older woman dressed in a nun's habit, is spanking him from behind with a paddle.
Yes, of course.
Excuse me, we did not come to see the tapestries.
Okay, so I don't remember it, but Aqua-chan is trying to immediately recall the name of the sister who signed the note at the church.
A specific name was not given. It was the Mother Superior.
Mother Superior?
Huh?
Aqua-chan blurts out.
I was helping his lordship, the mayor, with penance.
Obviously. So you're the mayor.
Yeah, I did sins. I did some sins. And can you let me up?
Ostensibly, you're sinning right now because your lord Dracula is down at your front gate waiting to be let in.
Dracula's here?
Yes. Well,
the party was supposed to start a while ago.
You have to invite him in.
Oh, fuck! I forgot about that.
Living around here.
Let me up.
An hour.
Let me up. And you see now that his hands are chained, the Mother Superior is fumbling with keys. She lets him out. He pulls up his pants.
Over to the naked lady in the bird outfit. Be like, hey. Oh, it's like that, huh? Okay, yeah. Squawk once for yes, squawk twice for no. Are you fully consenting to be here?
Squawk. Squawk.
Would you like to come out?
Quack, quack.
Okay.
Look, it's cool. I get fed.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I appreciate it, though.
Look, I'm not here to kink shame anybody.
Yeah, the thing is, I was promised nobody was going to come in here.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have if, everybody, your mayor over there should really get down there because there's a whole lot of people that are tearing this place apart looking for him.
The entire town is here.
Okay, look, I haven't left the sex room in a while, so I don't know what you're talking about, but can you, leave? Because I'm naked.
How's the mayor doing? Is he?
He's already he's buckling up the belt and scrambling down the ladder.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. I gotta ask you. The vampire spawn that exploded back at the place. We're also looking. We need to find you, but we also need to find.
Are you trying to talk to the mayor? Are you trying to talk to the mayor?
Yes.
No, he's not listening to you. He's running down to let Dracula in.
I am grabbing, hey, before you go, we also need to find the last bride.
Your arm.
Yeah, I'm also grabbing his other arm.
Might know.
Oh, my arm. You're grabbing my arm.
So. Yeah, yes, you don't bust in and tell a guy that the Lord of the Earth is waiting outside his place and then grab his arm and stop him for a second. That's not happening. Unless you want to roll a physical contest against him.
He's like, let me go.
Yeah.
I have to invite Dracula in.
Yeah, he's running down the hallway. Dracula!
All right. I'll ask Mother. I'm like, look, who are you?
I'm the Mother Superior of the village. I was taking confession.
Boy, howdy were you.
Yes, boy, howdy I was.
Quick question, and I'm like, sorry, I'm like shielding my eyes, so I'm not looking at the naked lady who doesn't want to be looked at. So
she's got her feather cloak pulled tight.
Listen, we gotta find Dracula, and we found the mayor. We're also looking for one of the brides, Lamia Winterbottom. Is she here too?
Brazen hussy.
Oh.
So I take it she's not invited to the party?
She's dead, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Well, that does explain why we couldn't find her. What happened?
She betrayed the Dark Lord Dracula. How long do you think that he allows his own brides to live in defiance of him?
5, 6 years?
Yes, quite.
She ran out the clock on that one, huh?
Yes.
Oh. Did that, just happen?
I am a nun, and I believe in our Lord and Savior, and I do not really know how vampires work. But I did see her a couple weeks ago. But then Dracula was like, she betrayed me, and I never saw her again.
He didn't turn her into a swarm of rats or something, did he?
Maybe. Probably he just withdrew his gift.
Oh, do you die instantly when that happens? Or is it just the clock starts again?
Once again, I do not really know how vampires work.
All right, well, you've been super helpful. Thanks. Bye.
Would you like to pray with me, child?
Why don't you pray with her? And again, shielding my eyes, I'm trying to respect this lady's. We've been asked to leave, and I think that's fair. So, well, we're going to go see Dracula now. Bye.
You wish me to pray with a bird.
You guys want to do anything?
I'm gonna follow y'all out.
Anything from Sarcina?
She's really kind of having a hard time following along with the being in the dress and shoes that she has on, but she's curious as to where the Mother Superior saw the missing bride last.
Oh, are you going to ask her?
I'll ask her real quick before we leave. Where was it you saw her last?
I was invited to a cordial dinner at the castle of Count Dracula, at which time I saw many of his wives. I was there for official, respectable business.
Much like the business you have here.
Get out!
I am leaving now.
All right. So you hear from out front, "Ah!" in a very different intonation of the same voice you heard screaming a couple times before. Do any of you go investigate that sound?
Yeah, I'm gonna rush to investigate that sound.
Cool. The mayor's shriveled, drained body lies just inside the gate as Dracula walks in, wiping his mouth.
Hey, so the mayor found you.
Indeed. Thank you.
Good.
think you my servant?
Yeah, sure.
Child of the Miami Nights.
You must be evil Sulina.
Hi!
I understand you wish to be the bride of Dracula.
I do. I am so glad, that we can put these silly prejudices behind us and move forward and be, live in this century and not in the past.
What prejudices do you speak of, beautiful thing?
So glad you asked. Are we still outside the house?
He's walking in. He's sort of in the entryway.
Well, we've never talked exactly about how I do this, but if I can do a half transformation, I would like to go ahead and take a half werewolf, take a half wolf form.
Okay. He sort of smiles as he sees you do that. I will remind you that more recent interpretations of ancient horror legends aside, the werewolves were servants of Dracula.
Yeah.
They were among the creatures of the night.
Well, the wolves were. But yes. But yes, I will go ahead and take a half werewolf form and just give him a little wink. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can take his arm. Are you there too, Sarcina?
I followed at a distance. Yeah.
When you try to take his arm, you find... Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting?
I was just going to say, I'm trying not to look too desperate or attentive to Dracula's needs or desires.
Okay. Sue, when you go to take his arm, you find... what should I have you roll here? I think brawn.
Yeah. Okay. That's the edge. Okay. Well, all right. And I have a 1 affinity here. So I add that plus my modifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 19.
When you go to grab Dracula's arm, your hand is forced away. He says, if you wish to attend me, you may follow.
Oh, gotta work for it. All right.
One does not enter a room on the arm of Dracula.
Can't blame a girl for trying.
Indeed. I consider it a point in your favor, evil Sulina. It almost counteracts the strike against you.
Oh, for what?
For being so basic that you put the word evil in your name.
Sometimes you just gotta go directly for it, but point taken. Feedback heard.
Now, if I am not mistaken, it is time for me to observe the dancing competition. And he heads off to the dancing room, which you guys are free to follow him.
Before we do, I grab these two outside the door, and be like, okay, what the hell? Okay, she's not here. We're not allowed to go in the castle. She might be dead. Where do we want to go from here? Do we want to like keep going with this competition? Winterbottom is clearly not here. Do we want to backtrack to the castle?
I mean, that's up to you, ladies.
I will stay.
You're all in a little bit deeper than I am, so.
I will stay and participate in the pageant if you want to step away, evil Sulina. Or is it evil? I don't know.
I just want to stay on mission here.
Yes, it would be suspicious if you left now. They are expecting you. But Aqua-chan, if you were to lose the white clothing, you could very easily sneak through the town into the castle to investigate. I dare ask that you become naked, but you may.
I'm at a point, like, most of the town is here for the shindig, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I don't really need to sneak that much.
True.
I could mostly just walk. Also, affinities act as a damage buffer.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is that
was from like a scene back.
Okay. Nobody took damage, right?
Yeah. But
because she used it otherwise. Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, no, I could try and pilot one of these old-timey carriages to Dracula's castle.
I am never going to forgive you for putting the word Dracula in my head.
You're welcome. I don't even remember. Yep.
What about this Mina gal? She seems like she knows the lay of the land and has been around for a while. Maybe she can tell us what would have happened to Winterbottom.
That's a really smart idea. Hey, did I happen to notice which way she went?
You haven't seen her since she ran off to look for the mayor, and then you found the mayor. However, where are you guys right now?
Last I saw, we were like just headed into the manor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Dracula went straight to the dancing hall.
Ladies, you should get to... I will try and find Mina. Pardon me for a second.
Mina's back there.
Apparently. Get to your dancing competition. I will try and find Mina. And I'm just realizing she might be at the dancing competition. So I'm going to go with you to the dancing competition to check there first.
Cool. Mina's totally in there. Everyone's like, John, what happened to your mustache? And Dracula is sitting upon a large throne-like chair in the room. And he says to everyone, I thank you all for your attendance to this illustrious event. Given the recent unfortunate demise of the lord of this manor, I, as count of this domain, hereby claim ownership of this property, and as its rightful ruler, I now invite my many wives to come and witness this competition to see who is worthy to join them at my side for eternity. And you see, like, just a fucking swarm of bats come flapping into the room from the door. Some of them break through the window. Some of them come in from the other door on the other side of the room. And they just sort of... all of a sudden, there's all these, like, super hot, pale women standing behind Dracula. None of them look a day over 30.
Do we know what Lamia Winterbottom looks like?
You do, actually. She spoke to you on a video call when she hired you.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not here.
Do any of these women look like her?
Nope.
What?
That's quite the spread of...
There's like 12 of them.
I was gonna ask, like, what's the spread on human, non-human, alien, robot?
So they've all been turned vampiric, and so none of them are robots. I'd say, yeah. Let me grab a D12 here. 8 of them are human. The other 4 are something else. They have different numbers of legs and different numbers of eyes and different colors of skin. But they've all gone pale.
He seems to be making connections to other worlds. Maybe his ambition lies beyond ruling just this one planet.
Again, Mina is in the room if you guys wish to approach her.
Oh,
or if Aqua-chan wishes to approach her.
I will definitely approach John and ask Mina inquire after Lamia's fate.
Okay. Sue and Sarcina, you are clearly expected at this point to participate in the dancing competition.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll deal with Aqua-chan first. She says, what exactly do you say to Mina?
Hey, you know a lot about Dracula stuff.
What?
What happened to his old wife, Lamia?
Praising hussy.
Okay, but what happened to her?
You call her his old wife? Lamia Winterbottom? She's the youngest of his wives. I was his old wife, or I should have been.
Well, I mean, you're all going to be his old wife in end of the night, maybe, when this contest ends?
Not me. He never even married me.
Yeah, but I will reiterate my question. What happened to her?
He killed her. She was stealing money or something. I don't know.
When?
Look, I don't know. Unfortunately, I do not live in his house and have access to his day planner. I heard that he killed her a week or so ago.
He has a day planner?
No, he has a night planner. He's Dracula.
Do you think he keeps that on him?
I don't know. Look, he told me that I was the reincarnation of his dead love from centuries ago. And then, as soon as some big, tough old men with crosses came after him, he flapped off back to Transylvania, and I had to marry John, God rest his soul, and I never aged a day because apparently I'm some kind of half vampire because I wasn't totally turned. Anyway, Dracula's mine. And all these other bitches are just in the way.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Including Lamia. That's one down as far as I'm concerned.
This isn't very women supporting women.
Sue just says that from across the room somewhere. What type of entity are you dancing with, Sue?
So I have a question about how this dancing competition works. Is it all of us dancing at once, or is it like, are we being called one at a time?
No, this is It's a Wonderful Lifestyle. Everyone's going at once, and Renfield will come through, and if he taps you, you're out.
Gotcha. It took me a moment to figure out what scene from It's a Wonderful Life it had a dance in it. It took me a minute to remember. Okay. Can't wait for the pool to open up.
Yeah.
I will.
So again, there are enthralled young men from the village. Yeah. There are some warforged and some Frankenstein monsters. Flesh golems, as they are known.
Cute. I grab one of the enthralled humans.
Okay. He is an excellent dancer.
Oh, good.
The band is going. You're all dancing to the band. Yeah. Sarcina, how about you?
Do any of the flesh golems seem any more agile than the enthralled humans?
Yeah. One of them is just all like whipcord thin muscle.
I will approach him.
Different muscles from different people, but there they are.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. He will dance with you. And so Sue, your Transylvanian boy says, "So where are you from?"
Lava planet.
Sarcina, your flesh golem says,
Very articulate. Very.
Aqua-chan, Mina turns to you and says, "Wait a minute. Why are you asking about Lamia Winterbottom?"
Because she's not here.
How did you know her?
Because I thought she'd be here.
That's not an answer to my question.
No.
Do I need to tell on you? Do I need to tell Dracula on you? Maybe that will make him...
About what?
What are you doing some sort of brazen hussy activity with Lamia Winterbottom?
My dear, I am never doing brazen hussy activities.
I don't know if you're hanging out with Lamia Winterbottom.
I don't hang out with Lamia Winterbottom.
Let me ask you a question. What is the name of any one of those other wives up there? Huh?
No. I've
Can we maybe spend a wonder point to?
That's what I'm. That is literally what I'm looking to do.
Roll a mind check to see what research we did.
Want to spend. I guess.
Use a flashback mechanic from another game system and say, "We planned for that question."
Yes.
Like I'm looking at either recall memory or manifest memory or marvelous No, I'm going to spend 3 wonder on marvelous adaptation and draw upon the raw potential of the ultracosm, becoming an expert on a topic of my choice for a scene. And in this case, an expert on Dracula's many wives.
Okay. Where's my NPC name generator? You guys ready for this?
I have been chomping at the bit to spend some of this wonder.
Yes.
Well, you have done it. The following are the names of Dracula's wives that you see here. Merwin Baxter. Marsilia Stormbrand. Elise Le Pen. Poco Darcy. Poco with a K. Precious Westmere. Azura Tatterhorse.
Okay.
Milbury Stowe. Elena Oxenbrigg. Dulcina Snow Mountain. Bobby 8472.
Sorry, Bobby
8472.
that was the vampire cyborg.
Chan. Cousin of yours, perhaps.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And Freya Deepwater.
So I look at Mina, and I point specifically to one of the brides and say, "That's Freya Deepwater."
Close enough.
That's what it says, right?
Freya.
That's what her name is, right?
Freya,
I'm
not
just
Freya.
spelling it like it's. I'm just saying it like it's spelt.
Okay, it's spelled with a Y. She says, I see that you have studied the Dark Lord's wives. I would know why, Spider.
What? Why not? He's the Dark Lord. He's like really cool and stuff. Why wouldn't I want to know about the women he's involved in?
Do you have designs on his affections?
Oh yes, he does.
There you go. We're going to recruit you into this.
Maybe.
I will poke out all of your eyes one at a time and slit your throat if you come between me and my lord.
Well, I mean, maybe if you help me out, I could help insinuate you in with your Dark Lord.
Help you do what?
Find Lamia Winterbottom.
I told you he killed her. Are you looking for her body?
Sure.
Well, she's probably in the graveyard. At the
Really?
castle.
Bury vampires?
After they're dead. Well, they die more than once, generally. Dracula's the only one that hasn't died yet. Except for the ones
Well, and
also...
these ladies haven't died.
They died. Well, they died, but then they... At some point, when the Dark Lord tires of them, he will kill them again, and they will be... Because they're undead, and then they'll be re-dead.
Oh. Okay.
Lamia is re-dead.
Oh.
From what I understand. She's in the graveyard at the castle, I would assume. Because she was one of the ladies of the castle, and I wasn't, and that sucks. She's probably buried there.
I mean, is there like an easier way to get back there than horse-drawn carriage?
Probably. I mean, it's Transylvania, so unless you have your own rocket ship, I don't see how.
Good point. And Aqua-chan quickly scuttles off.
Okay. Sue Sartaker, please roll me an agility check.
Hell yeah.
To see how well you dance.
15. I dance 15 well.
Sarsina.
That is a 21. Oh, I'm sorry, 11. I'm looking like adding the wrong number.
Okay,
11.
So I'm now going to roll for the Princess Naomi Andres for the brain of Brigitte von Taubenstein.
She got like a minus. She's plus.
No, she is probably mathematically and like engineeringly perfect at her dancing.
For Elsa Van Elsling. And for
I don't
Ivana
dance well
Thirsty.
with partners, apparently. Sam, buddy.
So, the winner of this dancing competition is Sturmbannführerin Brigitte von Taubenstein, brain thereof. Everyone else is gradually tapped on the shoulder by Renfield. The first to go, in fact, is Elsa, who immediately pulls a small crossbow out of her bag and shoots a silver-tipped bolt directly at Dracula. But some random village boy who's in the room that had no dance partner leaps in front of Dracula and takes the shot, at which point several other large beings, men who seem to be enthralled in some way, appear from the shadows and drag Elsa screaming out of the room. Mostly she must have been mad that she lost the dance competition. Princess Naomi is tapped shortly after her, followed by yourself, Sue, or Sarsina, and then Sue. Ivana and Brigitte are the last two. Ivana is eventually tapped.
At least
and she turns and sort of purrs at Renfield as she walks off the dance floor with her young Transylvanian boy still on her arm. And of course, Dracula stands and bows to Brigitte von Taubenstein, brain thereof, and says, "Your graceful moves on the dance floor are truly enthralling, Sturmbannführerin." To which she replies, "Thank you, my lord." And then stomps out of the room. Thump-boom, thump-boom, thump-boom. Renfield will then announce, "It is now time for everyone to vacate to the teeth room for the biting competition."
Oh, the what? The biting?
That's what he said.
Those of you in the contest, you are competing to become the new bride of Dracula. You must surely demonstrate to him how you will perform your vampiric duties after you are turned.
I feel like I have an advantage here, I whispered to Sarsina.
Yeah, you've bitten many things in the past, so
Very
you're
good
well
at it.
practiced. I have been known to bite, but not to take the life of another, as far as anyone's concerned.
Yes. Well, maybe we'll maybe one of us will win this and we can clean the place out, because it's looking less and less likely we're gonna find Lamia Winterbottom here alive.
Yes, well, I suspect our ability to bite will be much better than the brain in the jar.
Aqua-chan, you have scuttled out of the room. I assume you are scuttling out of the mansion.
Yes, I'm trying to find. Does the courtyard to this mansion look like it has enough space for me to deploy the Adam Issa?
The courtyard of the mansion, no, but were you to go out into the village street in front, you could.
Okay, yeah, then I'm going out into the village street and deploying the Adam Issa.
Awesome. Yeah. When you deploy the Adam Issa, the door pops open, and there is Sarcena's goblin Droop, who says, Aqua-chan?
What's up, my dude?
I am so confused. I was in the ship in it, and then everything got real small.
Yeah, but now you're back to being big.
Where's Sarcena?
She is dancing.
Oh, we've moved on to biting.
Yeah, well, the last I saw you, you were dancing.
She's not dancing with me.
No, but when she gets back, I'm sure. But right now, I need your help.
Is she in that ground ship? He's pointing at the house.
Yeah.
I'll find her and she'll dance with me. And he runs in.
I'm gonna go make for a grab for him before he gets takes off.
Okay, we'll call that opposed brawn. You win, almost certainly.
Dirty 16.
Yeah, you win. He's a small little goblin. He's of a race of beings that accidentally blow themselves up on a regular basis.
I vaguely remember
that. Yeah. Okay, you grab him and stop him, and he's like, ah! You know what? As he's dangling from one of your arms, he says, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'll go with you.
Yes, definitely. Come with me. I don't know what kind of help I need from you, but I know I'm going to need your help.
Okie dokie, Chief.
All right, let's take off.
Yeah, as soon as you're up a little way, it's fucking awesome. As soon as you're up a little ways, you can easily see Dracula's castle. It dominates the landscape. Honestly, you can see it without going up a little ways. I mean, it's Dracula's castle. It's up on the hill. Yeah, you can zip right over there. And from above, you can see the castle's graveyard out behind it.
Sorry, I've been looking for a video that immediately came to mind when you described the cyborg brain lady dancing.
I see that you have posted a clip from Rotor,
yes.
Which is in fact a movie that I own in its entirety.
Nice.
I haven't actually ever watched it, but I own it.
Oh, really? I've seen it 2 or 3 times.
I've got it on a set that someone gave me a long time ago of 100 greatest sci-fi movies. Greatest. What it means is 100 sci-fi movies that nobody was protecting the rights of, and they released them on DVD.
The 100 freest sci-fi movies.
That's what it is. They came from Costco in a big pack. But I did get several great Rocky Johnson flicks from that. Mm-hmm. Rocky Johnson's one of those old-timey rocket ship heroes with the square jaw and the kid sidekick and the lady that they graciously let come on the mission even though she's a lady. And it was the inspiration for our first Hypertellurians adventure.
I remember that guy,
yeah. Rocky Johnson. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, we take off for the castle.
Yeah, you are looking down from above the castle and you can easily see the graveyard behind it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna land, I guess, in the castle's front yard.
Okay.
And like start like I'm gonna enlist Droop to help me find Lamia Winterbottom's grave.
Cool. Yeah. You are looking from headstone to headstone as Droop runs around.
Yeah.
Completely at random. And you're reading them, and it's like Billy, Dracula's butler, and like Jarvis, Dracula's second butler, and it goes on and on. It's a huge graveyard. Dracula's lived here a long time.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I've got as long as this contest goes, right?
Droop runs back up to you and says, What? How am I supposed to know if I find her?
Droop, you can read, right?
I can do what?
Oh my goodness. Droop, come with me. We're going to learn you how to read.
Is that like building bombs? I've got 7.
Sort of. Oh, nice. So we're going to store those in a nice safe space.
Why?
And your ability to read will help impress your mistress, Sarcina, when she comes back.
Oh. How long does it take?
That all depends on you. And I get out, I look through the ship's library, and I find the basicest Learning Your ABCs book.
Okay.
I say, Droop, come here. And I start trying to teach him to learn to read.
Okay, so you're teaching him to read what language?
English.
Okay, because the thing is, you're in Romania.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay. All right. So he starts watching the video.
No, it's a book. It's one of those like big puffy books.
Okay.
You know, like the kind you can take in the bath.
So just to be clear, you have come to teach Droop to read and thereby forsaken the searching of the gravestones.
No, I'm hoping I'm able to teach him to read quick enough, or at least recognize the word Lamia quick enough.
If you want to focus on that, on just the name Lamia.
I will focus on that.
Okay, give me a brains roll, or whatever it's called in this game. Mind?
Yeah.
Brains is from Zolakalin's Adventure.
And I'll take my dirty 19.
Brains.
All of a sudden, he's like, oh!
Careful.
When the line goes like this and then like this.
Exactly.
I saw that one.
Where? Show me.
He takes you right. He takes you right to Lamia Winterbottom's gravestone. He was running around like crazy while you were carefully reading each one, and somehow he remembered these symbols. And he takes you over to it, and there it is, the freshest gravestone in the place.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Is this her? Yeah. He's pointing at the headstone.
I double check. Does it say Lamia Winterbottom on it?
It does. It says Lamia Winterbottom, beloved 837,000th bride of Dracula.
But nothing about her being like a wanton hussy or anything?
It says brazen hussy, but not like in the inscription. It's been graffitied on.
Nah.
I knew it had to be there somewhere.
In fact, if you walk to the back, it's on the back as well.
Oh, what caused you to cause so much ire amongst all these people, woman? And I get out, I get a couple shovels out from the ship, hand one to Droop, and say, Droop, help me dig this grave up.
Okay.
I say, Droop, please help me dig this grave up.
Okay.
All right, we start digging. I'm assuming he just dropped the shovel and started like digging with his hands.
No, he tried to eat the shovel and started digging with his hands.
Fair enough.
Like, apparently these goblins have like no mind score at all, right? Like,
I mean, you saw some of the bombs. There was the floral scent bomb. There was the knock you out bomb. There was the premature explosion bomb.
and they were just throwing random bombs without really paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I got him to recognize one word.
Yeah.
So Sarsina, you have to be really impressed with that when you see him next.
After a minute or two of digging, he gets to the lid of something.
Oh.
And he stops. And then
I'm helping him. I'm like, I had a shovel too.
Okay, so you both stop for a second when you find this lid, and in the however long of a pause there is after you're taking in that you've hit something, all of a sudden something hits it from below. Boom. We're going to cut back to Sue and Sarsina.
Playing for time as much as we can.
Yeah, so are you guys going to do the biting competition? Because what you need to do is put in these ivory fangs that they have created for you and choose a volunteer upon whom you will show off your blood-sucking technique that you would employ were you to be made Dracula's bride immortal.
Gotcha.
What you gonna do?
Remind me really quickly, what happened to Elsa after she took her shot?
She was dragged out of the room kicking and screaming and has not been seen since.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I'll bite somebody.
Okay. I'll say Ivana actually goes first. And she takes the fangs off the wall, sort of pockets them and smiles, and then her own fangs grow out 3 times as long as that. And she grabs a young man from the village and then releases him, licking his blood off of her lips as he falls to his knees and begins worshiping at her feet. And then she smiles at Dracula.
I golf clap for him. For her.
The princess, Naomi Andress, goes to take her turn. And I'm going to say she brushes right past Sarsina as she does so. And her dress actually catches on your belt, Sarsina.
Oh.
Tripper.
And it rips a little bit. And she gets real embarrassed and grabs it. And she turns to whoever the closest person is to her, which happens to be like an old man. And she jams these porcelain teeth in and grabs him and goes to bite him. And she's making like a really dramatic show of it. Like even more than Ivana did. She's doing like a weird dance move and she's like, and Sarsina, you realize something as you look at the rip in Princess Naomi's dress. She has a different dress underneath of it. She has this fancy princess ball gown on, and underneath of it is this short black crushed velvet dress. Why don't you give me a mind roll with advantage here?
Interesting. Okay. $15.
You realize you guys haven't interacted with Naomi that much, but she's wearing like a whole other outfit under this princess gown. She's got tall leather boots and torn fishnets. And she is being really dramatic. And it is at this moment that you realize that in the center of Gothic tradition, You have found yourself a goth.
Imagine that.
Thank you, Muddle Crush, for that one. This is of no consequence whatsoever.
No, it's just for flavor.
Yeah. So, which of you would like to go next?
I'll go.
How do you approach this, Sarcina? The room is full of every type of person you could want to bite, and there are porcelain fangs for your use.
I want to show like great reverence to the fangs, like walk up and like stroke them, like they have a great value to me, and just very delicately put them in place and look around the room, taking in and trying to find the most, lack of a better word, succulent male specimen to bite.
Besides Dracula.
The most virile young man.
All right.
Walk over to him, and as I walk past him to move around him, I kind of run my hand across his chest and his shoulder, and then try and get him to start turn to follow my hand. But as he turns in, I will quickly come around to the far side and bite him in a very quick and ferocious manner. Not like I've ever done this before in my assassination days.
Yeah. You do pretty well, and there's like golf claps all around. Roll me. Are you taking any care whatsoever to not kill this person?
No. I don't care if I kill him.
All right, he dies. So at this point, the brain of Brigitte von Taubenstein sort of stomps into the center of the room, reaches out with a huge mechanical claw, grabs the entire plaque, yanks it off the wall with a tearing of plaster. The other hand comes up with a much smaller claw, pulls off the two porcelain teeth, takes one in each hand, and you see these tubes come out of her arm, and one tube goes into each fang. And then she turns and leans. She looks around the room and finds the like most seductive of the women here that is not in the competition, and sort of leans in and says, "I am now seducing you." And then jams both of the fangs on either side of this woman's neck, drains her of her blood, and then produces a vial of this woman's blood from a door on her chest, stomps over to Dracula, hands it to him, and says, "She is now yours, my lord."
Oh, Jesus. Jeez. I like it.
And Dracula is now smiling for the first time.
Oh.
Sue.
Yeah.
You're up.
Okay. I would like to, in the interest of time, make a suggestion. Can Aqua-chan, Sarcina, and I have some sort of subdermal communication? So Aqua-chan can be letting us know that he has found our mission.
Yeah.
And is rescuing her as we speak.
Of course you guys would have that.
Okay. So I would I'll say to all three of us while Brigitte is distracting everybody in the room, like, all right, I'm going to Aqua, come pick us up as fast as you can. I'm gonna I've always wanted to do something, so I'll create a little exit opportunity here.
Uh-oh.
So I am going to step forward and with a big sweeping piratey bow say, "My lord, can I make a special request? I have the most incredible idea. What happened to that bride who just didn't appreciate what you were offering here? Because I have an idea who I would like to fight."
To whom do you refer, evil Sulina?
I refer to Elsa von Elsing. My lord, let me put her in her place for you.
I am intrigued by your request. You have no idea how he communicates such a complex idea by snapping his fingers once. But the doors open, and those two men drag Elsa back in the exact same manner that they dragged her out, and then throw her on the ground in front of you.
Okay. I am going to... I'm still in werewolf mode. I have been since the front door. And I'm going to kind of pounce on her and hold her down. Assuming, of course, that I've already put in the ivory teeth.
Sure. She's like, get off me! I'm not into this in any way.
I'm going to lean in and say, whisper in her ear, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being nice. Wouldn't you like to go apeshit together?
Like
and
here
I am
in front
going
of everyone?
To slip her a weapon and say, on 3.
Oh.
Ready?
3!
Yeah! Let's fight! We both
cool.
spring towards Dracula.
Okay. You are attacking Count Dracula.
Well, you know what? I might let Elsa do that, and I might kind of go a little to the side towards the brides.
Please roll me a brawn check.
You got it.
And I'm gonna jump out the window. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? I would actually like to go ahead and use my major ability and go berserk.
Read that to me, please.
Feral Mind. Once per session, I am basically doing a primal rage. I am going to... all of my attacks are going to deal an extra 1d6 damage on top of the normal attack. And I will... and because I have funneled Feral Mind, I can tell friend from foe.
All right. Well, we are not going to enter full combat here. I know we haven't at all this session. I just want the brawn roll.
Okay. Just a straight brawn roll?
Yeah.
All right. That was terrible. Okay. That's going to be a 10.
Okay. With your 10, you charge at Dracula's nearest bride, and being a powerful vampire queen, she easily dodges you like you are some sort of bumbling toddler, and then turns and with one hand slaps your back and sends you sailing through the window behind her and out of the building. Sarsina, what are you doing?
In the commotion and seeing Sue go out the window, I'm like, no, and I jump out behind her.
Okay, Sarsina, in your last moments in this mansion, as you are running towards the window, you see something that you had completely forgotten about. Queen Ursula Andress of the Pale Hills, distancing herself from the chaotic melee of pageant contestants to sort of shimmy up next to Dracula and say, "My, how violent the young are." And you go sailing out the window after Sue to land right next to her on the roof of the Adam Issa, as Aqua-chan has come sailing back with Lamia Winterbottom in tow. She is sitting there with you. She has Aqua-chan, when you opened that casket, you found her in there with bottle upon bottle of blood, and she was just sucking it up through a straw, waiting, just punching like Kill Bill style up into the roof over and over, up into the lid of the coffin, until you and Droop finally removed enough dirt that she was able to bust her way out. And in your hurried flight back, after running to her secret room, one of many secret rooms that Dracula forgot about in the castle, to grab all of the coins that she stole from his coffer and all of the gems and load up the Adam Issa as fast as possible, which Droop helped with very excitedly. She informs you that he did, in fact, withdraw his vampiric gift from her, but she took it back because for hundreds of years she'd been collecting his blood in these bottles as a backup plan. She's now immortal again, having drunk of Dracula's blood, and is in the Adam Issa with all of you guys. She shoves a huge handful of money at you as your payment, and you rocket off away from Planet Dracula, I'm sure jumping universes as soon as you possibly can to get somewhere else in the Ultracosm before the darkest of Dark Lords comes after you.
That sounds like exactly what I do.
Yep.
Cool.
That sounds perfect. Another plan successfully pulled off. Great work, everybody.
Absolutely.
There is one more thing that happens. Each of you gets an email.
Gets an email?
Yep.
Okay.
Ultra cosmic email.
Yep.
Which you don't notice until you've already gone.
A UC mail.
Yeah. Aqua-chan, yours is from Mina. She says, "I don't know what strings you pulled, but if I ever see you again, I'm going to give you the biggest kiss. Thank you, Mina Harker."
Okay.
Aqua-chan is confused, but he'll take it in stride.
Sue, yours is from Elsa. It says, "Okay, let's try again tomorrow at noon."
I message her back. Good luck. Can't make it. Hugs and kisses. Evil Sulina.
Sarcina, yours is from Ivana Thirsty. She says, "Sarcina, I know what you are. I recognize the scent of Dragadath when I encounter it. If you wish to work alongside me, you know how to reach me."
I'm intrigued. Is she with them or against them? I will inquire when the time comes.
Yes, that information is not contained in the email.
Yeah. Try and ask in a subtle way. Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
we can talk about lots of stuff later, but I'm realizing Aquachan is actually incredibly finding himself incredibly curious. Who won this contest? Who won this pageant?
Oh, well, the announcement goes out that there were, in fact, it goes out across the Ultra Cosmos. Because Dracula's very well known. He's Dracula. The announcement goes out across the Ultra Cosmos that following the deaths of many people, there were, in fact, 2 winners. Well, technically only one winner of the contest, which was Elsa, who sadly passed away of unknown causes before she was able to marry Dracula. However, as a consolation prize, the Dark Lord took himself 2 wives who were not contestants in the pageant, them being Queen Ursula Andress of the Pale Hills and John the Carriage Driver.
But what happened to what's her name? Brigitte.
In a separate missive that arrives a few days later, you find that Sturmbannführerin Brigitte von Taubenstein, brain thereof, has just been declared the absolute ruler of the Andromeda Galaxy.
Oh, good for them!
Yeah.
You're not sure how she went from one to the next so quickly, but, she's got wheels within wheels, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, she's like all brain.
Yeah. Yeah, Aquachan, you're aware that there actually aren't that many people living in the Andromeda Galaxy, but it is a galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just really invested in how her story turned out.
Well, she definitely won the biting competition and the dancing competition.
Yeah.
However, Dracula proved incapable of turning her.
Poor woman.
Yeah. Elsa was declared the winner.
For her,
Lost on a technicality.
Yeah.
Elsa was declared the winner to
robbed.
save face, and then murdered.
And did Droop learn to read?
When did you get that message from Elsa?
I got the message from Elsa.
Yeah.
When did she send it?
That's a
Yeah.
good question. Yeah, did she send that
sent it
after she
before
was?
or after she died?
You don't know when she died.
I don't.
In
Yeah,
fact,
Aquachan. Yeah.
you technically don't know that she died. You're only reading it in public announcements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That keeps Sue up a few nights.
All right, guys, it's getting late.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for playing this ridiculous thing. Thank you to Motto Crush for printing this ridiculous thing. I love it.
Hashtag Brigitte was robbed.
We're gradually working through every adventure he's published. And I wanted to mention earlier, I discovered today there's a new Hypertellurians book coming. An expansion. Where did it go? I might have known, but I forgot. There's something called Hypertellurians Fantasology, which will be a tome collecting all of the current print-on-demand adventures and supplements, as well as a new few adventures and powers. So this adventure that we just played will be in it with new art, as will the previous 2 adventures of his that we played, Brutal Impalement in the Bag of Infinite Holding and Heart of the Adamisa. There's a couple others of his that we have not played. Solemn Scriptures of the Battle Nuns of the Merciful Sepulchre, which is one I've been wanting to get to, but I haven't actually read it yet. And then there's a couple new ones, and lots of new powers, lots of new pre-gen characters. A new design for a character sheet is going to be in it.
Oh.
So I'm excited for that. Actually, some of the new powers are on his website now for playtest. which I would have alerted you to had I known it myself more than half an hour before showtime. But yeah, once again, love this game. We didn't get any combat this time, but it didn't seem to matter. It wasn't really a combat type of story, yeah. I was very glad to see this crew back. I like these characters a lot. I hope to do it again with you guys. Maybe we'll do something more sci-fi-y next time.
I mean, I liked visiting the planet.
I like this one, yeah. This was a lot of fun. Just wanted to hang out with these characters.
Yeah, they are very cool, honestly. All right, guys.
Sarcina is like the first one I brought on board for this whole Tales from the Backlog adventure. So
that's true. Yeah, this was Hypertellurians was our first episode, and Sarcina was your first character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Next, on Friday we have Cyberpunk Red. We had last week some trouble in both of our streams. The Monday stream was plagued by absent sound of my own voice for the first 20 minutes, which I'm dubbing to put on YouTube, so that'll be fixed soon. Friday night, we had a lot of connection trouble to Twitch, so we do have a recording of Friday night Cyberpunk Red stream, which I'm going to try and stream, I think, this Wednesday as a rerun, since nobody could actually see it on Friday. Then on this Friday, we're doing episode 2 of the Thanksgiving story arc in Cyberpunk Red, and this next coming Monday, a week from tonight, we will be back in EZD6 Wasted World to playtest the updated rules for DM Scotty's new hack for his EZD6 game. So we're excited about all of those things, and we'll see everyone at a later time. Thanks for watching.
Good night.